Okay, now we're going to make a flyer. This is a double-sided 8.5:11 flyer. We'll choose Direct. We go to New, Basic Setup. We choose our flyer area. We choose the color. We only have one flyer template now, so we'll choose that one. And now we'll give it a name. For now, I'll just use Flyer Demo. And we'll open up the template. Okay, now we'll choose our header. That's the first thing on the list. You can choose from the left side list, or you can choose right on the flyer. So that way you don't have to go back and forth. We choose our ADT dealer header. And before that's done rendering, we can start choosing other items. You don't have to wait for something to finish rendering to choose the next item. We have no disclaimer on this one. The disclaimers are pre-built in most of these, by the way. Here we can go back and forth from the front page to the back page, and you can see on the left side those little twirly things indicate that the item is rendering. So we'll go back to page 1, and there's both of our items. So now we'll copy some text, and we can enter the variable text. What I like to do is keep some of the text in a separate text file so I can just copy and paste instead of having to type in the box every time. Then I don't have to check spelling and that sort of thing. Okay, now we'll do what we call bursts, which are smaller sub-creatives. And we have a whole list here that we can choose from. These are all predefined. Disclaimers are already there, so there's not much you have to do other than add it. So that one's rendered. We'll add the second one, do the same thing. We'll choose a different one. And here on this one we'll choose the advantages of ADT. While that's rendering, we're going to add our footer. We choose our footer. We can select a predefined number, or we can edit and type in our own number. And while that's rendering, we can go ahead and add our license numbers or whatever other disclaimer we need to add. You have a 1,000 character limit in this area. So this part is rendering. Our first side of the flyer is done. So now we'll move on to the second side of the flyer. And we'll choose our campaign. In this one we want to do the 3 pulse campaigns. So our feature campaign will be the pulse product. The disclaimers are pre-built, so we won't need a disclaimer on this one. And now we'll choose our second one, which will be the $3.99 pulse product. We hit save. While that's rendering, we'll select the $4.99 pulse product from the list. So we'll have all 3 pulse products on the back with a lifestyle image on the front. So while that's rendering, we can go get some text to add to the text area. And again, this is predefined text that I keep in a separate text document that's already been spell checked. And then the only thing left to add would be the dealer footer. We'll choose our footer. Select a phone number from the predefined list. Hit save. And then we have to go add our license numbers again to the back of the flyer. Every time there's a footer, there must be license numbers, or any other disclaimer that you might wish to add. Okay, now that's done, and we can preview our file, and we'll get a low-res PDF preview of the actual file. So this is what your file is going to look like when it's printed. It's got the big proof on it, and the reason for that is because it's a low res. We don't want you printing that one. And there we go. Everything looks good, has everything on it. Next we'll move to traffic.